What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Trading Wars. Thanks for joining me today. So, I appreciate you guys for taking the time to join me in this evening. We will be breaking down all the picks. I'm going to do a little bit of a beginner's focus stream today to try to help new traders. That's something that's important to me, is to give back and to help as much traders as I can on this journey. So, welcome. Thank you very much for being here again. So, first and foremost, why don't you go ahead and let me know where you're tuning in from tonight? Let me throw your name up on the screen and then we'll get right into it. Boom. So we have Alex from Minnesota, Melly from Singapore, Mike from ATX, Steve from New York City. What else do we have? Roger from Breckenridge, Monique from Chicago, Chase from Washington, Derek from Hong Kong, Armand from DC, Pebbles Inc. from San Antonio, and let's do one more. One more. Who do we got? Richard Dang from Houston. Welcome. All right, and then we got one more. Marcelo from Houston. All right, so three people from Houston I see in the chat. All right, guys, so welcome. So I want to talk to you guys about candlesticks today. I just want to try to, go back to the basics and try to teach you guys as much as I can. Feel like there's a lot of beginners that have a lot of questions. So let's step into the war zone and let's make it happen, okay? So I'm here on SPY. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to the daily chart and we are going to look at the previous day and I'm going to hit the replay so we can talk through this bar by bar. So candlesticks in a nutshell basically show us the personality of the market. It shows us, what's the sentiment. It's not 100% accurate, but it's a great tool to use to help guide your trades, to help use trailing stop losses, etc. Okay. So yesterday we had this inverted hammer close. So you can see that we had a long wick at the top. So what does that mean? Well, it means that we had a lot of selling pressure. Okay. And we've ended the day red. So what that means is we closed lower than we opened. If we go to the 5-minute chart, we can visually see this. So we opened here, we opened high, we pushed all the way up here, and then we sold off, and then we closed lower than we opened. So therefore, we had a bearish candle. So it's a red candle. All right. So now we can use that to help us when we're trading today. So first, hit me with a 1 if you're following me so far. Hit me with a 1. So again, I'm on SPY. I trade SPY every single day. SPY is one of my go-to, very fundamentals, technicals, all that. It's not, there's always a chance on SPY. Okay. So there we go. So what you also need to do as a beginner is you need to understand specific candlestick patterns. So what I've created, guys, is I've created my own indicators. It's called the Trading Wars Golden Indicators and the Trading Wars Nirvana. So the link to the golden indicator is in the YouTube description below. It's also on my Twitter and in my Discord. But essentially what it does is it highlights inside bars in yellow for me, and it highlights outside bars in white. It highlights my holy grails in yellow and my nirvanas in blue. All these are, guys, these are specific candlestick patterns that I like trading. Ones that I've traded, for many years, ones that I've back tested, that I've risked my money on, and that I know that I have a good shot at taking a trade. It doesn't mean it's 100% accurate. Nothing is 100% accurate, but it gives me an edge. Okay. So those are the colors on the candles. And then there's also specific candles that are significant. So I want to take your attention to yesterday, and we can look at these candles, especially this one right here. So the wicks, you can consider it like a wick is like a pinball machine. It's like pulling the lever, right? When a candlestick has a long wick on one side, what it means is the candle was all the way down here at one point, and then somebody came and bought it up. So that's why you have this long wick. So the wick is a visual representation of buying when it's on the bottom, and on the top, it's a visual representation of selling. And then sometimes we have wicks on both sides of the candles, which we call a doji, which is pretty much an indecision candle. So the wicks are very important too. So I always look at the wicks. So make sure you're paying attention to that. So we're going to start off right off the bat and I'm going to hit forward. So the first play that we actually had today, guys, was this outside bar. So I did take a short trade right off the open. Okay. So I took a short trade right here, guys. You could see that we had this little push down here, and I was green for a little bit. Okay. I was green for a little bit, and then it reversed on me, which you'll see later. But what I'm trying to show you guys here is just simple candlestick pattern. So what is this candlestick pattern? What is this one here? What do you guys think? What kind of, so we can see there's a long wick to the bottom. So what kind of pattern would you consider this candlestick? This is one of the old school traditional candlestick patterns, right? This is a hammer. So it's a hammer bar because we have that big long wick, right? We see a lot of buyers stepping in. So what we could see, if I take this yellow line and I bring it down right here, we can actually see this. So we broke through the previous day's low, and then we reversed up and we made a hammer. So what we could see here is the previous day's low, which had buyers from yesterday. There were also buyers stepping in here. So I took a loss right off the bat with this short. You'll see right here, boom, big breakout with the hammer. Okay. I actually had some of my members trade the hammer because the way that I teach people in my rooms, like if you go here into setups and stuff, guys, and the members, we all share ideas. We all talk about the setups. I have the ones that I use, but we're all growing together, right? There's many ways to make money in the market. So you got to find the one that's your edge. But I'll show you, I actually took another trade right after, and I'm going to show you that right now. So we had that bar, the bullish hammer. It's very important because it was at the previous day's low. So that's why it was also an A+ setup. We had that initial pop up there, guys, and then we had a little bit more chopping. Okay, there we go. And now this outside bar came. So I took this outside bar for a short, and I'm going to show you how I managed this trade in detail. One of the reasons why I was very excited to take that outside bar is if I draw the Fibonacci of the previous day's range, you could see it was sitting right on the 50. So that was another confluence that I had. So this is the outside bar. You see it's in white. What it means is that it broke the previous day's high and then the previous candle's high and low. So it's basically trapping the buyers and the sellers in this candle. So I'm just going to walk you through. So what I did right here, guys, is I shorted right here on this outside bar. Okay. I'm going to go forward. Boom. So there we go. Boom. So right here, guys, once we had that little push here and we came down here, I hit my target, put the stop loss to break even, and I got the rest of my position was stopped up. But did definitely had a nice winner there. So I'm just going to show you guys that for those in the SPY room, because a lot of people have been asking me questions, how it works, etc. So I'll just show you here, watching triggers, SPY trigger short, SPY 5-minute outside bar. I said might get stopped out here on the trigger. We'll reset and look for the next play. So you can see L on the trigger looking for the next fractal setup here. So obviously, guys, nothing is always going to be a winner. And then I said huge outside bar coming in here, going to give this one a shot. And then I took this one right here. So boom, you could see that my short was right there. And then you could see took some off at the 272 extension. So I used Fibonacci to help guide my targets and to help me get out of these positions. But so there we go. So then I had this one loser and this one winner, guys, and I was done for the rest of the day because right here, you see how we're inside of the previous day's range. You see how we're in the range. That basically told me that I don't want to be trading anymore because we're probably likely to chop, right? And if we continue going forward, you see this. We actually just chopped around for a while. Obviously, in hindsight, I'm going to tell you guys something. Let me push this forward. In hindsight, if I had just kept my short on and I had my stop loss above this outside bar, guys, I would have made a lot more money because look at this big crash that happened into the close. But that's obviously hindsight trading, and I rather just take my quick profits and then just move on. So that's just a quick lesson there on the power of the hammer bar and also the power of the outside bar. Okay. We also have, I'm just going to show you guys two of my custom patterns. Here's the Trading Wars Holy Grail pattern. So it's an outside bar plus an inside bar. This one was a big winner there. And then we had this Trading Wars Nirvana pattern right here. This is also one of my favorite patterns that I created here, guys. Boom. That was a great winner. So I didn't play these ones because I was already done, but still great money, great opportunities there. So just to summarize, you want to pay attention to the candles. And if you have things like hammers at levels like support, they're always worth a shot. It doesn't mean it always has to work, but it's always worth an opportunity to try. Manage your risk. If you're wrong, you take a quick stop out. But if you're right, guys, you can get big runners like this. All right. And in terms of dealing with options, what you're going to do with the options is normally if you're playing SPY, what I like to do, let's say I'm going to buy SPY at 455. Then I want to get 456 calls. I always like to go one strike above in order to take my options because I'm always looking for it to push into targets. Okay. So yeah, so there we go, guys. So, just a quick little lesson on candlesticks. I'm sure there's a lot of new traders and I want to make sure that I'm trying to help you wherever you are in your journey. All right. So hit me with the 3 if you follow me so far. But I'll just recap real quick. Outside bars are in white, inside bars are in yellow. We need to pay attention to the wicks on the candles, especially when we line up with previous support and resistance or Fibonacci. So this 5-minute hammer on SPY was a beautiful trade today. 935, we had the long wick at support, great pop. Then we had this outside bar, like I showed you. This is the one that I took. This outside bar was sitting on the 50% retracement right there, guys, and a great little push down. You can use any time frame you like, brother. It's up to you what time frame you want to master. There are many ways to trade. There's not one perfect way. It really depends on how you want to trade. So there we go. So that was my SPY recap. 1 win, 1 loss on the day. Obviously, if I was sitting around all day, there were some other great trades. There was, like I said, the Holy Grail, then the Nirvana, and then there was this inside bar right at this double top range right there that just took us all the way down. Okay. All right. So there we go. So now let's go into the 4 picks that we had today. I'm going to start off with AMC. I'm just going to walk you guys through this. We'll also spend a little bit of time talking about the wicks also. So here we go. So AMC was one of my picks going into today. It had that Trading Wars Holy Grail pattern, the outside by the inside. So this is why it came to my attention. So I like to trade my picks, guys, when they meet my criteria. So my criteria is I need a Trading Wars pattern on the daily chart before I can go and take the trade on the 5-minute chart. So we had this Holy Grail right off the bat. What do you guys think is happening to the option premiums when we have this type of pattern? So we had an outside bar with long wicks on both sides, and then we had an inside bar that had a very, very tight, small range. So what do you guys think is going to happen to the premiums? Are they going to be increasing or decaying on the option? So I always want to make sure that if I'm going to trade options, I need to get a good deal, right? Like I don't want to buy things when they're at all-time highs. I don't want to short things when they're in the gutter. I want a good deal. So this is why I like coming in once I have these patterns, because we had the option premium decay. All right. So we go right into the 5, and I'm going to walk you through this trade right here. First bar comes in. So we have this long, huge wick at the top, right? And like we talked about yesterday, guys, one of the setups that we're focusing on, we like using is the opening range breakup, right? That's one of the powerful setups that we like using. So right here, this first 5-minute bar comes in. It has a lot of pressure on the upside. You can see here, look at all of this selling. You can see it by this wick, right? And all we have to do, guys, is if it breaks the low, we're willing to take a shot short. If it breaks the high, we're willing to take a shot long, and we're going to manage our risk. Okay. So next bar comes in right there. Bam, fills to the short side, and then the rest is history. Beautiful. Okay. So even if you missed that opening range breakout, guys, we had a beautiful inside bar here and another one here that also let you get into the move. This inside bar here was a great reversal, and then another one. Like the inside bars were very clean on AMC. Very, very good opportunity. And let me just show you guys the alerts that I have for my members. So this is the members area. These are for the people that swing and day trade stocks. This is for SPY members that focus on SPY. So if we go right here to the daily option picks, you can see right here, my alert bot, was calling out those inside bars, right? For the people here, that was the previous day. So here we go right here, AMC inside bar at 10. So you can use those alerts to help guide your trades if you're interested. If not, totally fine. You can use the education that I'm bringing here. Okay. So good stuff, guys. I really like AMC. I think it was very fair. I know a lot of people did make good money on it. I had a lot of people DM me. I love when my picks play out and you guys are making money and getting educated. That's my purpose. So thank you very much for that. So hit me with a 4 if you're okay with AMC. Then we're going to move on to the next one, which is General Motors. Okay. So General Motors had earnings. So this is what we call an earnings play, right? We had a big gap down off the open. You can see the gap down right there, right? So what we normally do, we have big earnings. We can go ahead again. We can hit the opening range breakout, right? So here's an opening range breakout, but you could see that we don't actually break the range. Instead, we have an inside bar. So we go from opening range to inside bar. Let's just make sure that came through there. GM inside bar right there. And then all we do is we take the break of that inside bar. So just taking the break of this inside bar right here, guys, keeping your stop above the high of the candle. It's a good little push. Nothing too crazy, but decent push. And then now I'm going to show you the Fibonacci on this chart. So this is what I call the morning leg Fibonacci. This is the concept from my book right here. Okay. So you can see we had this push down right here. Okay. And then it's great to use the Fibonacci, especially after earnings, because you know there could be a lot of algorithms in there, right? So I'm going to show you guys a little bit of a secret right now, that my style of trading. So this is from my book, Fibonacci Fundamentals, right? So check this out. We had this push down. We pulled back to the 90% right here. And then we came all the way to the 272. And then I just want to show you guys something. You see how when we come to the 272, we completely reverse and completely pop up. This is why I love trading Fibonacci. That 272 extension is a very critical part of the chart. I've seen that many, many times, and I'm sharing this with knowledge with you guys. This comes from my back testing and from my years of trading. So have those Fibonacci's on your chart. I have a whole playlist on Fibonacci on my channel, so definitely check it out. And if you like it and if you want to support me, grab a copy of the book. All right. So pretty clean. I mean, fib on fib power there. Hit me with a 5 if you're following me here with GM and with this 272 extension. Hit me with a 5. I'm going to take a sip of my coffee. All right, guys. Thank you very much. We're going to move on now to net. So net was a very powerful pattern. I actually called this one out on Twitter, and I'm just going to show you guys why it was important to me. First of all, we go to the daily chart. We could see we had an inside bar yesterday, so that's why this came to my attention. I'm going to go hit the market replay here, and I'm going to go to the 5, and we're going to discuss it. So what happens? First bar comes in, huge outside bar, right? Like this is a huge, massive bar. Then we have this inside bar, guys, and then we have another outside bar. So this pattern is very rare. This is what I call the Ragnarok, because we have an outside, inside, outside. This is Ragnarok. It's a very powerful pattern and it's very rare. So we have the outside, the inside, and the outside. And I'm just going to go to the alert so we can see it. So net, you see inside, then net. Wait, let me start from the beginning. So net inside. Okay. Then net inside again, net inside. Oh, my bad. I don't have the outside. I don't have the outside there for this one. I only have the insides. But yeah, but anyways, so you have the inside and then the outside. So that creates the Ragnarok. So when you want to play this pattern, all you want to do here is you want to play it off of this outside bar. So the outside bar, yeah, you're right. So if anyone took the break of this inside bar right here, guys, that was a loss, but that's okay, because if you're going to just play this bar, right? So let's say you get triggered in for calls and then we come back down and break this low, you got to get out, right? So it's a small risk. You're just risking one bar. So, but after this bar, you have the outside bar right here, completing the Ragnarok. So now what you want to do here is you're going to just draw these. You can draw the line for the high and for the low, and you can watch the break of this outside bar. So let's watch. Next bar comes in, boom, fills you right there to the downside, and then boom, 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 boom. There we go. And then we have that beautiful push down, and the rest is history. Okay, so beautiful. We had some really nice patterns here. That's why I love trading candlesticks. We had the Ragnarok, then we had the Holy Grail double inside bar, which had a beautiful push down. And then we had the Nirvana again, push down. And then over here, the same pattern. This is really rare to see this twice on the chart. This is the Holy Grail double inside. Very, very rare to see that twice on the chart. So definitely, you know, if you got stuck on the upside there, that's okay. Risk a bar, 1 bar at a time. You got to take a loss on the bar. That's okay. You just adapt to the next play. All right. Now let's move on to JPM. So JPM, it's a beautiful, beautiful trade here. I'm going to talk to you guys about that. So we're going to go to the daily. Again, we have that inside bar. So that inside bar, right, is the reason why I want to take this setup, because it's like the seasoning of the chicken before you put it in the oven, right? So we go right here. First bar comes in, big push down. So I actually had a trigger set up here. My trigger was 2 cents higher than this high, so missed it by 2 cents, which is okay, right? So sometimes you're going to miss triggers, but you have to adapt. So first bar comes in here, big bar. We could try the opening range breakout, right? Which doesn't really do much, right? We have a little push down, but nothing really. After that, we have this beautiful inside bar right here. This inside bar is really nice because if you look back for JPM, you could see this whole cluster of support back on the 21st of October. So if I just draw a line right here, check this out. So you could see, right? Remember what I told you, when you take the pattern with the support, that's a very powerful setup. So you have the support back here. You have this, then you have this inside. Let's check the alert, JPM inside bar. This one was a great push up right there. And then another one right here for another great push up. And that takes us right up against this high of day. So definitely some beautiful opportunities with those bars there. And then if we just fast forward here, we had that double top action right there. So boom, double top action right there. There's your rejection. Boom, boom, doji. Beautiful. Okay. So if I was to just do a quick recap, I would say SPY. Let's just do a quick recap. So start off with SPY. We had this beautiful hammer play here. The trigger was a loser. This hammer was a beautiful winner. Outside bar did well. And then we kind of went sideways. I was done. 1 winner, 1 loser on the day. Done with that one. AMC was probably the easiest one today. We had the opening range breakout, and then we had these fractal bars to try, which were great. GM was a little bit hard with this fractal over here, but we had that beautiful Fibonacci style and then into that 272 extension. Net was a pretty good one too, with that Holy Grail Ragnarok and then these Holy Grails down here. And JPM, a little bit tricky on the opening range breakout, but you had some opportunities to catch those fractals there. So definitely not the easiest day. I wouldn't say it was an easy day. AMC was probably the star of the show. And that's how it's going to be in trading. Some days you're going to have like everything working and you're going to have huge winners. And then some days you're going to be flat, some days small losers. The main thing is that your average winnings needs to be bigger than your average losings. If you can apply that approach, lose a bar at a time and try to make a bar or 2 at a time, then you're going to set yourself up for success as long as you're managing your risk and managing your money. Okay. So there we go, guys. That's the recap there. All of my swing trades have pretty much been executed and completed this week. I have 1 more swing trade that I'm looking at for members in the room, but otherwise than that, good to go there. Anybody have any questions? Let's take a few questions and then we'll wrap it up here. I will be traveling. I'll be traveling for the rest of this week, so I might not be able to stream, unfortunately. So I just wanted to make sure before I go, I leave you guys with some education that you can use and hopefully protect yourself and hopefully make some profits. If you're completely new, definitely check out this video I did. Actually, if you're completely new, I'm going to show you this. Oops. Wait 1 second, guys. Let me find this. I'm going to find this playlist for you guys and I'm going to share it with you. Yeah, I actually did a Candlestick 101 video, which is pretty good, I think. I did it a while ago, but I think it still holds up today. So I'm going to go ahead here and I'm just going to link this video. I'm actually going to link this playlist. So I'm just going to copy this and I'm going to post it right here in the chat so you guys can use this. Boom. Right there. So that's the beginner's playlist. Can I see the levels you use for your fibs again real quick? So those are on the website, brother. Just go to my website. They're all there for you, okay? You can and I also do them in the videos, so you can just copy them. If you have multiple stocks with your setups, how do you choose which ones you want to focus on? Well, as you trade longer and longer, you'll be able to take multiple trades at the same time, because you're just, the charts are in slow motion for me at this point. Like waiting for a 5-minute bar is like waiting for an egg to hatch. That's what it feels like for me, because I've been studying this game for so long. So just keep practicing, and eventually you'll be able to take multiple setups at the same time. What do you recommend to practice these charts for fibs? In hindsight, I can see it work, but when live trading, I'm always lost what direction to take. Well, that's just going to come with experience. So, what I recommend is hit the bar replay like this, and you can practice bar by bar, or you can join a community and watch other traders like me, watch us trade. So it can help you watch us do different setups and call outs, things like that. It's just going to take time. It's going to take time. It's not something that happens overnight. It's definitely, you got to put a lot of work in to make it in this game. Because there's a lot of competition out there. There are a lot of inside setups on the daily. Curious how you come up with 4 of them. Is it based on option premiums could be more profitable? Yes, and also based on specific patterns. It's based on also just experience from the stocks that I trade. I like to trade the same names over and over again, because I'm comfortable and I understand how they move generally. Curious about explaining Nirvana. How do we get the colors on the inside bar? So you just add my free indicators. If you want to get the Nirvana is, if you buy my book, you can get, that's for only people that bought the book, because I released the golden indicators for free. But the Nirvana one is right here. Once you get the book, you get that for life. Okay. So you get the Nirvana for life. I made that exclusively with my book. All right. How much time does it take to become a profitable trader? It takes at least I would say at least a year to really understand what you're doing. If you work with a mentor, if you work with a community, you could speed up your process and definitely maybe cut it down to about 6 months. But some people are never profitable because they deal with emotional battles, right? They have, like, the problem is not the trades or the setups, but they're just greedy or they have FOMO, right? So that might be some of the problems that people face. So it depends on the person. Some people, trading is not for them because they think of it like a casino. If you think of it like a business, you have a lot better chance of succeeding, but it still takes a lot of work, definitely. How much is the book? So here we go. So this is the drill down book. Here's the table of contents and the charts. Here's a sample right there. And then here is the Fibonacci book right here. Price is right here for you, brother. And whatever book you buy, you will get 1 month for free in the room. So you get the $50 value from the room. I think it's a pretty good deal. But there you go. Okay. So there we go, guys. I don't want to keep you past 30. I know you guys' time is very valuable. I'm trying to do a little bit more beginner focused streams to try to help you guys out, because I know I deal with a lot of beginners, and I'm trying my best to help you guys out. But otherwise than that, I will be heading out, and I want to thank you again for being here. I'm very grateful. I'm grateful for everything in my life. I'm grateful for this opportunity. I'm grateful that I passed 40,000 followers on Twitter. I just did not expect that my life could be like this. But if you focus on being of value to the people around you, you focus on serving the people around you and adding value, that's how it's done, guys. So continue to add value to those around you and spend time with the people that you love. And let's just have a great rest of the week. All right. Have a great night.